welcome to the show. This is John Hardy with you on the Coach's Corner, and we'll be back in just a little while to talk about customers. Who wants them? Hello, this is John Hardy back with you with a topic for today, customers. Who wants them? And with me in the studio is Michael. Great to have you, Michael.
Well, when you said that topic as customers who wants them, I thought I've got to sit down on this one and
absolutely
get into it. And I know it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, customers
Absolutely.
who wants them.
No, the emphasis is customers who wants them.
Yeah.
Because I'm posing quite the challenging dynamic of how we view customers and what really goes on, because at times customers can cause us problems, and it's the way we actually wrestle with that whole dynamic.
I think you've talked about, and you've gone on this subject a couple of times before, but not in depth like you're going to do today. But it's really, who is the tail wagging the dog, or is the dog wagging the tail? I'll phrase it like that.
Yeah, that's a great way to express it, because I think sometimes what we do in business is we do it the wrong way around. We let the tail wag the dog, and we think, this is the phrase, the customer is always right. And I want to challenge that context and help you wrestle with how you actually think about customers in your world and why you actually have them and how you actually deal with them and engage with them. So think about this, customers, who wants them? Because at times, that's exactly how you respond to the customers that come into your world.
I must say, I mean, we do a lot of work on this, obviously, behind the scenes and behind camera, but customers, I guess, what we're really saying is customers who want them. Well, I do want them, but I want the right customers, which is where you're coming from.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a bit like surprises. I love surprises, as long as they're the surprises I want.
Yes.
The other ones I call problems.
Yes, absolutely. And I think what we do in business is we put the emphasis in the wrong place. And so we mismanage this whole context of what a customer really is. Yes, if we don't have customers, we don't have a business. But they don't have either a product or service to actually engage with if we are not in business. So it's not the tail wagging the dog. We actually facilitate something really quite dynamic in the business world and in the larger community by establishing the businesses that we have done, and we put ourselves out to actually help and support people of all sorts of shapes and sizes and demographics and resources and influence and experience and financial capabilities come into our world all the time. And some people get it, and I've just got my largest customer ever in my history and is really excited about it. And she's telling the world. It's just absolutely fantastic. And, I love it. Who doesn't want somebody to tell other businesses about you and saying this is the best thing I've done to help bring transformation. So customers are fantastic, but also the biggest challenge is going on inside our own heads of how we actually interact, engage, and let them impact our business and ourselves as business owners.
Do you think it's because we get into business, look, I've been in business a few times now, and built them up and sold them, but when we first get in, we're not quite sure of what we could do for the customer either. So customers start dictating, we kind of go, oh, okay, that's what you want.
Yes.
And then we tie ourselves in knots.
Yes, oh, absolutely. And I'm doing that at the moment with helping some coaches understand how to be the next level business coach and position themselves effectively, because I don't want to undermine my own product and my own skills. So I'm wanting to upskill them in awareness of how they can be positioned in the marketplace. And these guys are well experienced, but it's like lots of people in business do not know how to really price themselves and value themselves. And I say one of the really important dynamics is you've got to look in the mirror and think of yourselves as valuable, important, and the product and service you're bringing to the table is really going to make a difference into the world of customers and clients and the world at large, because that's why we're in business and transactions take place and people need you and people actually want you.
Do you think it's over, you're talking pricing, do you think it grows as your own experience grows, as your own knowledge? Not only are you getting comfortable, and people say, why don't you charge this back then when you very first, well, I wasn't equipped to charge it back then,
Absolutely.
but as I grow, but I think we'll grow as a person, but a lot of times you meet a lot of business owners, the business grows, they grow, but the pricing still reflects how they were 10 years ago.
Oh, absolutely, that happens. And so we actually don't respect our customers when we don't treat them with the respect of the skills we're actually bringing into the room by understanding the value we actually have and the value we bring into the world. And so I know this is the case. So like I was with a client this morning, working with her in her business, and we talked about customers, do you want them? And she wants them. And we're looking at a particular strategy. There's seasons in businesses. So we're looking at a particular season and really targeting how we're going to maximize that season because it's a great influx of finance for the business, and we're going to do it better than the business has ever done it before. And so it was funny because when we first started asking about customers, did you have any? And the mountain was massive. I mean, massive. It was something really, I'm thinking, can we do this? And we need to. Then as we had the conversation, the lady pulls down off her shelf a file that thick of clients and businesses. And I said, you've just made your life so much easier because you have customers.
Yeah.
You just haven't done anything with them or for them or to help them. And you haven't treated them with the kind of respect that they actually deserve. And so we're in quandaries all the time in business about, how do I get more customers? What have I got to do? How do I sell? How do I market? What's my story? How do I value myself? What about them when they interact with us? And that's part of this conversation I really want us to work on as we walk through this today. But I firstly want to challenge the way we think. What's really going on in our brain about how we interact and think about customers. And I don't want you to be the dog with the tail being wagged by it, because that's going to limit your effectiveness. I want you to own the space that you have a good product and a good service, and transactions are going to take place, and you are actually bringing great benefit to society and to your potential clients and customers that are going to interact with you. And you are a blessing, you're a help, you're a support, you're an inspiration, and they love you. They really do, and they need you.
You talk about your journaling, John. Is this a time when a business owner now may be struggling in this sector, say, okay, just stop for a moment and physically write down what you do for your customers? Because sometimes you get very surprised, don't you?
Well, I did that with my client this morning.
Yeah.
She said, I have nothing to offer. Nothing. At the end of the day, it was probably at least half a dozen things that was not going to cause her too much financial pain or difficulty in any kind of measure. And I discovered this. This is a stationary business, one that's not moving.
Okay, they're rare to hear a joke from John. Not true.
So we're not sure whether that will actually go live, but we'll see what the editing suite actually does. So a stationary business, and being challenged about what she can and can't do, and realised great things. And I found this out, that every year for the last 5 years, she has sponsored children in these schools that her clients, 3 students, and looked after their stationary needs for the beginning of the new school year. And I'm just thinking, wow, and nobody's told her story. So I have a journalist who can write those kind of media stories up. So we're going to do that. It's going to be part of the ongoing presence of the business in the community. And in Australia, we have community newspapers, and they love stories like that. And
absolutely.
So she's a grandma.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's what you get for getting out of sync. We're back from the joke. Again.
So this is where bloopers come in.
This is where bloopers come in.
So this will be one of those blooper days.
You have to tune in at Christmas for this one.
Yes, it'll be really good.
So your stationery business.
Stationery business.
The one that's not moving.
Yeah, the one that's not moving, that's right. It sells pens and paper. That was a joke. If you haven't got it, I've just got it again. And so I discovered today that this lady, she's a senior lady, been in business a long time, and for the last 5 years has been giving to a number of students in 20 schools.
Wow.
Helping them with their stationery needs to start the school off year, so they had what they needed. So looking at disadvantaged young people or young families and helping them out. I'm just thinking, wow, what a great story. So we're gonna actually make that into a really good story. So she's an older lady. She's a matriarch. She's a business operator. She's got grandchildren. And I'm just thinking, there's so many really cool things in there. And she's well known around in the local community. And in Australia, we have local community newspapers, as many people do, and it's a great story, and they love stories like that. So I found so much out today in helping her see that she actually has customers. And it made this big mountain that was kind of, I'm just thinking, this lady's really in trouble, to actually a very simple strategy of how she can grow, what she's going to do, and change the way she thought. And this is what I want to challenge business owners as we think about this, and we're going to delve into it in a minute and a little bit deeper about customers. Do we want them? And I'm asking you to think about what's going on in your world, about how you think about customers. And I don't want you to think about immediately the bad one that walked in the door today or yesterday. You know, that's not the atypical customer. I want you to check your attitude. What is your attitude to your customers? What's your staff's attitude to your customers? I know there's a store that I go into, they wear blue shirts. I walk in there, within a very short period of time, I have somebody talking to me and directing me to the right place.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's easy. Now, I would like them to do my agenda, but they soon tell me there's an agenda and you have to do our agenda. And then I push it, I try, but most of the times I fail. And I have to do their agenda. But it's very clear, and it happens, and it gets booked into my diary, and then I come back and I go to their agenda and get my needs sorted. And it's absolutely fantastic. And the power of what they understand is they're in charge. And they know what's going on. They have a good attitude. So business owners, operators, a good attitude about customers is really important. So remember, the question is, customers, do I want them? Absolutely. And the big thing for you is attitude. We're going to be back in just a short while with some more deeper insights in this whole question of customers.